Now your CBS 4 Storm Tracker forecast, supported by the Javier Villarreal Law Firm.
Well, there it is. Yeah, it's just sitting there down there in the Bay of Campeche, and it's just going to kind of swirl around for a couple of days and then finally eject out. So let's break it down, shall we? Hurricane Tracker looks at this as it interacts with the land and the mountainous conditions there in the Yucatan. It's going to slow back down to depression more than likely. That's for Thursday. And then you can see right now we're at about 50-mile-an-hour winds in there. So it is a sustained tropical storm. But again, as it interacts with the land, it'll die down a bit. Then it's going to move to the north and head on toward Louisiana. So you've got right smack dab in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico on Saturday, and then heading toward New Orleans, somewhere between New Orleans and Lake Charles, perhaps, on up it goes. The fan here shows it could go anywhere from Mobile back on to Houston. So we'll keep a sharp eye on this. And again, it's still down there swirling about. So this could change kind of radically one way or the other before the weekend is through. So we definitely need to be watching. Now take a look at the overall pressure. The bullseye here, this just kind of shows you just how things are going to move on as this thing goes on in. Once it gets off the Yucatan, you see very well-defined area, low pressure, moving on up into Louisiana and Arkansas. Well, notice we're still on that far west side. Yeah. Well, you know what that means? That means we're going to be sunny, hot, and dry. Why? Well, because on the far west side of these things, you get the sinking air. Sinking air, as I say, high pressure tends to just eliminate clouds and just create warmer conditions. So you've got all the moisture pulling around the storm, and it's going to continue to make for a lot of rain from Louisiana to Arkansas in the southeast. But on our side, it's liable to be just hot and dry. So where do we stand? This is like the record for the most storms, and the most named storms this early in a season. But where do we stand overall? Well, the forecast from NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, is for 13 to 19 named storms for the season. So we're already at 3. Hurricanes, all right, now 6 to 10 of these expected to be hurricanes. And then 3 to 6 of these could very well be major hurricanes. Basically, we have a 60% chance of having an above normal season. I think we're well on our way. So a good idea is to check out our 30-minute live stream on valleycentral.com. Post this thing, and it gives you an opportunity to see what meteorologists around the country are thinking in terms of the current conditions and the forecast for the tropics. Hour-by-hour forecast for overnight tonight. We do slip in a 20% chance for rain overnight tonight, but by dawn I'm thinking 72, mostly cloudy, and an east wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. For the day tomorrow, well, with an east wind coming in, 90 degrees ought to be the high. Here you can see Futurecast showing the sea breeze pushing on in each afternoon, helping to generate that chance for showers. That's tomorrow, then again on Thursday, and then again on Friday. Remember, this is that, less so on Friday though. Remember, this is that cool curtain of air that comes in off the Gulf and acts like a mini cold front and just kind of pushes into that hot, moist, unstable air. Bam, just bulldozes right into it, and that helps to fire off showers and thunder showers. By the weekend, though, we're on the far west side of Crystal Ball, and that means we are looking at temperatures in the low 90s and then maybe the upper 90s by Sunday, and maybe 100 degrees plus by early next week. Hey, got the sniffles? Well, maybe the tree pollen is getting after you. It's up to the moderate category, but it's really the only game in town. 7-day forecast runs you through, as I said, a hot weekend turning hotter, turning to, oh boy, as we head into early next week with 100 degrees right there. So get ready. The biggest impact from the tropical storm is very well going to be just a hot end of the weekend and start to next week. That's a look at your Storm Tracker forecast.